on, what? Oh, okay, he was on the wrong side. All right.
Yeah.
I was very confused by that. I'm like, why does he keep running to the left?
That was strange nonetheless, but let's try to forget that that happened.
Yeah.
This is what Godfather does
That
sometimes.
we can do.
Think back to game 2 of the semis winners. But he's back in lane now. He's going to get his farm under turret. Let's see what Ken can get done this game versus what we saw from him last time. And will Cruel be affected, or will Cruel affect the outcome of this game? How will he affect the outcome of this game? He's obviously insanely tanky and very difficult to kill, especially in the early game. And so this attempt to kill him is not going to do much.
Cruel is one of those heroes where it's like he either dominates your game and he's got like breaking point and he's like one-shotting people, you know, or he has like zero effect at all. He gets shut down early, has no farm.
He just is ignored oftentimes.
He's like a stun bot, you know, where he's got his ult and that's about it. But
did you know Cruel's passive is his name spelled backwards? Lurk.
Whoa. That's crazy.
That was
because
that was on the Vainglory trivia thing that they've been doing recently. That's how I know that. But go on.
Okay, that's cool though that you bring that out here. You know, it's topical. It makes sense that you bring it up.
Well, we're actually going to see a little bit of a engage here, and Cruel is going to have some trouble here because he's getting cut off.
Well.
There's that final
D.
hit. Yeah, that final hit on that skull. I forget what that's actually called, but oh man, here comes Ken though with some serious hero Genesis damage. Godfather comes in a bit too late, and actually going to be a small victory here for CNL.
Yeah, did a nice job until Ken joined up, but after that, of course, getting knocked back down off his pedestal. So kind of a cool invade. They did get a bunch of the minions, so that's decent at least. And if you look on the right side, they're still going to have all of that stuff to farm up. So I think overall, it's actually going to be a win for DMG.
Yeah.
It's just about can CNL punish them right now and like take some of that farm or invade a bit, you know. Try to do a bit of that.
And Godfather also got a little bit of extra CS, so that's something that kind of helps their cause, and he still is. Looks like they're going to try to take the gold mine here in the middle, which they will do actually undetected. A bit odd that DMG just let that happen because they had no vision of anyone, so they should have checked earlier. But either way, again, Godfather is going to continue to farm. It was still only a decent gold payout. It was pretty early on in the game, so it's not the end of the world that they lost that, but still something that I feel they should not have allowed to happen.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, there were no scout traps around the area, but they could have gotten a sense. It's definitely earlier than normal, though, so maybe they were like, oh, maybe they're just going back, like, jungle cycles up once again, but either way, it's not going to be that big
also,
of a deal.
if you think about, like, for Godfather, that amount of CS that he gets, for example, is like 1.5 big minions or like 3 small minions is like the same CS he would have gotten from that gold mine at that stage of the game, so maybe he's just like, no, I think they're there, but let's not mess around with that. Let me just get my CS. You guys go take the jungle. And if you look, I mean, they're only 600 gold behind. Part of that comes from the kill lead for CNL as well as that jungle invade. Godfather very vulnerable here, but there's the Cruel ult we were talking about. Solar Storm does not connect, and Leo could find himself in danger.
Godfather still has his 90 seconds left for Ken's Solar Storm, so instead of trying to do a big re-engage there, maybe they're just going to wait a bit for Cruel's ult to get back up and then try to force a fight.
Yeah, they could also, I mean, they could have tried to snipe, but that would have been a bit crazy. We've seen a few players try to do this. Ken is one of them. Raichu is another player that likes to do this, but
don't be the hero wolf when you're playing Celeste.
Yeah, it's
no
Leo.
reason to.
It's Leo who's building health.
Yeah. Even if you do get the snipe, it's like, okay, well, now your ultimate's going to be down for the next team fight where you could have hit 3 people with that ultimate, you know? It's really only like, can you get that snipe on a very important target and you're going to get a big objective because of it. That's like the only time I think that it's worth it.
Yeah,
and you're certain that you're going to hit as well.
Yeah. No, just Godfather continuing to lane here. Actually about 15 CS ahead now. of Ken. Starting to get pretty significant.
It's funny watching the way that Godfather plays. I actually play the same way. It's where you like try to control the lane. You take risks, you scout the bush, but then if there's no one in there, you try to take advantage of that and use that vision. Lolly's going to try to come in here onto Godfather. It's not going to work.
Godfather does try to core collapse him and misses. During all of this pressure, DMG does retake the gold mine, and they get 164 this time. And oh, some serious damage here. That's a good Solar Storm. And Cruel is actually going to pick up that kill on Celeste.
Yeah, it's good that he got that kill, actually.
He needs it. He needs to get farmed.
Yeah, that's what Cruel is all about. Really an interesting Solar Storm also. He didn't send the lead stars straight at Ken. He knew that was locked down. He's like, okay, I'm going to hit with the edge and maybe pick up Leo at the same time.
Yeah. It also helped to allow Cruel to secure the kill. All right. Serpent's Mask coming in here for Lolly. Lolly only has 45 CS, and obviously one kill. If things start to get a little bit, if she can start getting a little bit more farmed up, things could change. But
I wonder. I'm thinking more about this Cruel pick. I wonder if they've seen Lolly play Rona so many times that they're like, okay, same bounds. He's gonna pick Rona again, and Rona's really all about that like sustained fight where your life stealing up, you get a big red mist on a bunch of people, and you generally want people to be in your face, but like even more than Rona, like Cruel wants to be right next to you, you know?
Yeah.
Because if he consistently gets hits off over and over and over and over again, then he's going to build up that B. Going to be able to, do a huge amounts of damage, especially once he gets a breaking point.
Oh, we're going to see a big gauntlet attempt here, actually, to try to catch Godfather. Cruel's returning ult will actually hit Lolly and stun him here. Lolly's not really the target they wanted necessarily. A huge wasted Solar Storm. And don't forget, in 5 seconds, Godfather has his. Lolly will be the first to come down. Godfather could actually try to go for Ken here. Solar Storm is up. Is he going to go for it? There, he tries for it, but he misses it.
Yeah. See, that's an instance where I think it would have been worth it because they could have gotten a big push on the turret. They may still be able to, in fact, because it's only Leo here. But Godfather actually low on energy, so just going to back off, play it safe. Not a bad idea. But that team fight is like the exact example of what I was talking about. Like, Rona jumped in, got a red mist on 3 people, and Cruel's like, okay. He doesn't even have any big items outside of Shiver Steel, but he keeps Rona within distance, like a hitting distance, and gets these gigantic hits with his B off. So it's really cool to see kind of the counter plays from DMG. I don't think this is a troll pick at all after thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. I think it's definitely just, I don't know if it's trolling, but I think it's confidence to a certain extent. It's also just trying to showcase viability versus a trend that they've seen with this Rona. And we're going to see a big attempt to engage here actually by DMG running in here. I find nothing, but and I want to point out as well that basically with how Cruel is building, he's got some armor, he's got some shields that he's building. The Shiver Steel as well obviously can. Did I say that item name right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Just to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah. Can also give him the ability to slow. Uh-oh, not a good place here for Dead Doll. He's going to get taken out here. Ken very low and will also fall as this attempted gold mine retake is the jungle turret in this fight. As you can see, it's just adding so much extra damage. Leo is going to go for a big gauntlet here to try to attempt to escape. Cruel does get that big burst, but it's not going to help.
Yeah, I think he could have gotten away anyway, but look at this. Lolly wants blood for Godfather. Not going to get it this time around.
Uh-oh, this could actually be really bad. If Cruel gets that burst, just a few more autos, 2 more. Solar Storm comes in, but it's not going to be enough to turn the tide. Not going to get that kill on Lolly, but so close. So close.
Yeah. If Godfather had any energy at all, probably would have been able to jump in there and get at least 1 Heliogenesis to finish that off.
But they keep the gold mine, and that's what's the most important thing. And in just a few seconds, they're going to get that immense gold payout. And they will have control of it, and there'll be enough for a decent gold payout before Kraken if they can hold on to it that long as well.
Well, coming back here in a lane, if we take a look actually at the farm for 1 second, Ken up at 82, but Godfather at 123. It's not even close. Lolly did, I'm sure he took some of that farm as he is up 20 CS on MX on that Cruel, but hold that thought.
Ken gets bursted down in a second. Not even close. Cruel uses his ult. Lolly is in trouble. It's going to be the next to fall here, it looks like. Trying to catch Godfather.
Oh, he missed.
And there you go. There's that death. And Cruel is going to kill Leo with that burst, that final skull tick. And that's going to be an ace here at nearly 12:30.
He has a good early game, and he buys a bunch of survivability items, but then he gets Shiver Steel and Breaking Point, and that's all he needs. He's now 4-1, and he's diving turrets like it's nobody's business. It's really hard to kill him. You can't 1v1 him, which Rona loves to do, and which Celeste doesn't really like to do. So he's going to be all up in Celeste's face with Shiver Steel and stuff like that. So I think if he got a reflex block now, he would literally be unstoppable. So we'll see what they're going to do in order to try to counter that. I'm not really sure what they can do, to be honest. Maybe just try to burst it down. I think it would be to burst down Godfather possibly, get him out of the fight. Hope he makes like a really big mistake and gets out of position, and then you have a 3-on-2, and then you have an easier chance. It'll still be hard. But.
Oh, big stun here on Leo, and remember, just a few ticks left. Leo can actually use his gauntlet defensively. A big Solar Storm connects with several members of DMG, but it's not going to matter. Cruel gets that kill on Rona. Rona just seems useless versus Cruel in this composition. And now, you know, they control that so well, they can steal some more jungle farm. There's very little jungle farm available right now, so it looks like they're just going to farm the lane. But man, oh man, is Cruel looking terrifying right now. Like you said, basically unstoppable, basically unkillable.
Yeah. I think his next item should be an Aegis, actually. Because that's
probably what he's planning, right?
That essentially makes Ken worthless, and it also gives him that reflex block for any stun that would potentially stop him. That's one of the big things that does counter Cruel, is actually a big stun or a stun lock. You know, with a couple of stuns, you know, maybe Gauntlet into Core Collapse. So if he can negate that, like I said before, I think literally unstoppable.
Well, he's only got one death so far. Let's see if he can be invincible from here on out. Godfather, like you said, with an insane lead in CS, now nearly 50 CS ahead. He's actually playing a lot more liberally this time because Cruel is with him a lot of the time. Oh man, he wants to solo. I thought he was going to try to solo somebody who came in there.
Yeah, you could see it. He's like, oh, I want to do it, but...
And with Shiver Steel, it's impossible to escape as well.
Yeah. Look at this being outmaneuvered right now as CNL.
Man, they actually could have an engagement there. There's the stun for Cruel, and Ken needs to get he needs to get involved. He's so far away, he's not actually participating in this fight at all, and this is going to be a terrible fight. Although, as I say it, Cruel gets that kill, but now... oh, wow. There's Godfather's ult.
Yeah, I mean, Godfather in the
Sorry, I
meantime
meant to say Godfather, not Ken.
Yeah.
If he was there, he would have actually turned the fight around, but he almost turned it around without him. And this is actually kind of a disastrous situation here, as CNL will pick up a second kill. Godfather,
yeah, you could
just
actually
backing.
You can see Dead Doll there on the camera. He was kind of embarrassed after that one, but... Again, it's him just trying to jump over the wall with that gauntlet. It's very, very hard to do. It has to be a very thin wall that you do it on. But either way, going to be okay. Picking up that one turret was probably worth it in the end.
Well, the Kraken is up. And they have 5,000 gold lead here for DMG. Everyone's back online. Godfather's Solar Storm is down for a long time, and like you said, Dead Doll using his ult there, his gauntlet, kind of wasting it a long way away from being able to access that again.
I love the build by Lolly. I just want to point that out. Atlas Pauldron to deal with Cruel. And one of the biggest things for Cruel is his attack speed. He builds up the stacks for his B, and he becomes a monster, of course, with that breaking point. So if you can take that down, along with your own breaking point to scale with him at the same time, you're going to have a chance. Like Lolly is, he's figuring out the question that I asked before, like how are they going to deal with this?
All right, well, we're going to have a big fight here. Gauntlet's offline for both Ardens right now, which means that this fight's going to be a little bit more freestyle. Ken taking a ton of damage, eats a Solar Storm as well, and Cruel is on the chase. Down goes Celeste, and that's a big problem. Lolly is getting lower and lower, like you said, trying to compete, but not quite able to. And it looks like it is going to be an ace, just barely, and with that ace buff, they can push down that lane and push down that turret. They want that 3-0, They want to move on. They want to say, we are the best team in China right now.
And I think it's very obvious at this point. They are outplaying CNL. The one team that actually had a chance against DMG was CNL. There was one game that they lost to CNL, one to ETW, but I mean, this team looks unstoppable compared to everyone else. I think by and far the best team in China.
Well, I think what they're going to do here is steal the rest of this farm, and on their way out, they're going to go and hit up the Kraken. Say, what's Kraken?
Yeah, what's crack-a-lackin'?
Exactly. And then they're going to take that Kraken, and they're going to push to end after they take every single minion on that side of the jungle.
Mm-hmm. We do, by the way, have a Fountain of Renewal and Aegis picked up by Cruel. Kind of what we were saying along those lines.
Yep. We're going to see a decent gauntlet here, actually, to kind of lock some of these heroes in. But it's one of the cases of, are you locking them in, or are you trapping yourself in with them? And it's going to be a pretty solid fight here, actually, overall, for CNL. They're going to kill Dead Doll. Down goes MX as well. Ken falls. I don't think Godfather is going to be able to 2v1. Let's see, though.
Well.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? They gets one? Oh, no way. Leo's going to get taken out here if he gets hit by another Heliogenesis. Oh, the dodge is sick, but it's not enough, and he does actually 2v1. And the crowd goes wild, and that might just be the tipping point. Push this lane. 15 seconds left before Ken's up. He might be able to just burst on a turret with that Heliogenesis.
At least one, I think, you know. But for now, the hype is real behind this team, you know. The Cruel pick towards the end for MX, Godfather doing his thing here at the end, going 1v2. So farmed up at this point, up at 4 items, has also his Journey Boots. And I don't know, he's able to take out that one turret. I think all they've got to do is take the Kraken, and they've got it in the bag, and we will have our champion.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see if CNL can pull off a miracle. They're going to need like 3 miracles to come back.
Yeah.
But let's see if the
3
first
miracles in this game to win this game, or to come back in this game.
Godfather taking again all that farm. I want to point out he has 225 CS. So the most I think we've ever seen in this tournament. Okay. Dead Doll leading the charge, trying to figure out where they are. He wants to run back and jump on with his shield. Here comes Cruel going right onto Ken. Gauntlet to try to save Ken here, but he gets stunned by that ult nonetheless. And look at that. One more auto should do it, but he gets caught. Here comes Godfather, though. And Ken, on the run, will survive for a little bit longer, but he's just going to fight Leo. And again, with that B, you do so much damage.
In the meantime, Godfather did take out Lolly.
Yep, and Ken will fall, and so will Leo here. Looks like that is going to be it. We do have our Vainglory China Invitational champions. It's going to be DMG. They are going to take the finals undefeated. They're going to take home all that money, and also are going to be able to face Hunters in an exhibition match right after this.
Yeah, they still got that exhibition match, but for sure they have taken this match. And big congratulations to DMG. They 100% deserve it.
That they do.
Fantastic games played throughout.
And not even any playful play here from Godfather. I think he's playing this one a little bit more serious at this point in time. There's the ult from Cruel, playing around a little bit more, and down goes the Vein Crystal. That will do it for this tournament. GG's. Very well played by G.